closest friends. So I'd like to say hello to my co-host, and it's Tara Cicchetti. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. I wanted to say you're officially part of the boys, which means it's like one of my close friends. You know how I always say I'm hanging out with
Yeah.
the boy? Yeah, you're officially part of one. I like that's what I call my close friend group. You're officially part of it, Tara. How does it feel?
Oh, thank you. It feels good.
Tara's like, it's not that monumental.
No, it's what? It feels good.
Awesome. I'm here also alongside two two people who I've been working with a lot this week. We got Tanner Price and Madi Zuniga. Did I get it right, guys?
Yes, you got it right.
Yes. Awesome. I feel so special. And guys, we got a good show lined up here. Unfortunately, we don't have any interviews, but we have some cool stories here. We got the latest New Jersey's Omicron variant. We have Omicron variant. Rolling Stones countdown of the year's 50 best albums, and what woman got caught doing a cat on a flight? Well, we got so much to go into here. But first, we got the newscast by Madi Zuniga. Take it away, Madi.
A 65-year-old man has publicly identified himself as the law enforcement says helped the fugitive parents of alleged Michigan school shooter into building where they were later arrested. James and Jennifer Crumley were each charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection with the alleged actions of their 15-year-old son, Ethan Crumley, who is accused of killing 4 classmates during Tuesday's shooting at Oxford High School in Detroit. In international news, late Sunday, a senior administration official said the Biden administration is expected to announce a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing this week. This would mean no government officials will attend the games, but U.S. athletes are still allowed to compete. This comes after the administration has been put under pressure by lawmakers to stand against China abusing human rights. In state news, a West Windsor man was killed early Sunday morning while trying to cross the U.S. Route 1 on foot in the township, said police. The 64-year-old man was struck northbound by a vehicle by the Square Shopping Center south of Meadow Road at about 6:20 a.m. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. In local news, the Essex County Prosecutor's Office is investigating the conduct of East Orange Fire Chief Andre Williams after numerous firefighters came forward in a letter alleging that he engaged in multiple incidents of harassment, retaliation, discrimination, and criminal activity. The letter includes a range of allegations. Some had already been reported to the city's Human Resources Department. The letter also requests Williams to be either placed on paid or unpaid leave until the investigation is complete. Today, we get a change of scenery with a warm high of 62 and a low of 33, with a humidity level of 76% and an 80% chance of rain later tonight. The air quality is fair with a level of 28. Back to you, Ben.
Well, thank you. Back to me being right across the table. Thank you so much, Madi. Oh, and also, we got a lot going on. It was a whole weekend in sports. So give us the recap with MLB The Show, which is the baseball video game. He's wearing that hat right now. So I wonder who's going to give us our sports cast. Tanner, take it away.
The struggles continued for New York football this weekend as the Jets and Giants both lost. The Giants lost 20-9 to the Miami Dolphins and fell to 4-8. Backup quarterback Mike Glennon suffered a concussion, and the Giants are an uncertain starter Daniel Jones, who is hurt. The Giants could turn to Jake Fromm this week to start against the Chargers. The Jets suffered a 33-18 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Jets' record against Philly all-time falls to 0-12, and the Jets fall to 3-9 on the season. A marquee AFC East matchup is underway tonight as the Patriots travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. It is a massive game that could eventually determine the AFC East at the end of the season. The Islanders' struggles have continued, losing 11 straight games after a 3-2 shootout loss to the Chicago Blackhawks. Noah Dobson scored the goal to tie it with 4 seconds left for the Islanders, but they eventually fell. The Devils are home tonight against the Ottawa Senators. This is a makeup game from when the Senators dealt with COVID earlier last month. The college football playoff bracket is set. The number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide will face the number 4 ranked Cincinnati Bearcats. Cincinnati is the first non-Power 5 school to make the playoffs. The number 2 ranked Michigan Wolverines will face off against the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs. There was good news for Mets fans yesterday, as original Met and manager of the 1969 World Champs, Gil Hodges, was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. In the NBA, the 12-11 Sixers match up with LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets.
Well, I have to say, first of all, I feel really bad for the New York sports teams when it comes to football in general every single week. But I will agree, it is a big week. Patriots facing off. The Patriots win. They have the first seed. If the Bills win, then I don't even know what happens there. So
They'd be tied, but I think the Bills would have one less loss. I don't know.
Bills would take the division lead, but I
But
don't
the
know if they would
Patriots have
take.
played an extra game. I don't know.
Patriots get the first seed if they win because they
Yeah.
have it right now.
Yeah.
But if they lose, the Bills, I don't think, get the first seed, but they get the division. So
Yeah.
going to be interesting. And also college football. That was a crazy game in which Alabama came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Everyone thought Georgia had it, and then just
Did you see the end of the Baylor Oklahoma State game?
I did not. What happened?
I forget who it was, but they tried a running play with. They were down a touchdown. Not a touchdown. They were in like 4 points. Oklahoma State was. They tried a running play, and the guy could have easily cut in, and he didn't, and he went out of bounds. Like the guy made a tackle. He was down at like the half-yard line.
Get out of here.
So it was insane.
So absolute insanity coming over. But coming up, we got one of my favorite things is I feel like we don't have time to make one, but I'd really love to. But I wanted to make a sound effect for it. But it is now time for Top Story Tara. Top Story Tara time. Tara, take it away today.
Totally. Fauci says early reports encouraging about the Omicron variant. U.S. health officials said Sunday that while the Omicron variant of the coronavirus is rapidly spreading through the country, early indications suggest it may not be as dangerous as Delta. Dr. Fauci said, quote, "Thus far, it does not look like there's a great deal of degree of severity to it, but we have got to be really careful before we make any determinations that it is less severe or it really doesn't cause any severe illness compared to Delta." He also said that the Biden, end quote. He also said that the Biden administration is considering lifting travel restrictions against non-citizens entering the U.S. from several African countries that were imposed as the Omicron variant exploded in the region. By Sunday, Omicron has been detected in about a third of U.S. states, including the Northeast, the South, the Great Plains, and the West Coast. Wisconsin, Missouri, and Louisiana were among the last states to confirm cases. And that's all there is on that right now. Back to you.
So very big. What's up with the back to me new thing? And back to you, Ben. Like, okay, I see you all.
There you go.
I can do that.
But yeah, I find it very I find it really crazy how we're still that these variants and all of this. It's a never-ending cycle. That's how I feel. It's just sooner or later. I said to a friend of mine, I was like, in the future, I was talking about a brand. I was like, they'll have masks about it. And someone's like, we'll still have masks then? That's years down the line. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like there'll always be something crazy. But
Yeah, like you feel like every time just when you think things are slowly dying down, then there's like a new variant out of nowhere.
absolutely. And going into New Jersey reports 5 new COVID deaths, 3,097 cases. Numerous indicators point to virus spread. New Jersey on Sunday reported another 5 deaths and nearly 3,100 cases, as this state's 7-day caseload average reached a new 7-month high, and the rate of transmission continues to increase. The state's 7-day average for new positive tests is up 65% from a week ago and 183% from a month ago. Hospitalizations have climbed 59% since November 1st as well. The latest increases in positive tests and hospitalizations come after a weekend of Thanksgiving gatherings and cold temperature driving people inside. And another huge moment where safety is becoming a very big precaution again as the virus is spreading. So on that note, we're going to take a very short break in which we'll come right back and talk about Chris Cuomo and Montclair State, or the Montclair town. So we'll be right back in just a few short seconds. Monday edition, and we're going to go into the next story. Tara, take it away.
Thanks. Chris Cuomo's accuser was disgusted by, quote, hypocrisy. According to her lawyer, a woman who lodged a sexual harassment allegation against former CNN anchor Chris Cuomo was, quote, disgusted, end quote, but what she saw as hypocrisy and attempts to discredit women who made similar allegations against his brother. The woman's complaint became known shortly after CNN fired the Cuomo primetime anchor Saturday night. Chris Cuomo has been criticized for breaching journalistic ethics by trying to help his brother, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, beat his own harassment charges. Through a spokesperson, Chris Cuomo said the charges were untrue. Quote, if the goal in making these false and unvetted accusations was to see Mr. Cuomo punished by CNN, that may explain his unwarranted termination, end quote. Cuomo said he never tried to influence his own network's coverage of his brother's problems, and no evidence has emerged that he did. And just because I know you're acknowledging it, I'm going to say it again. Back to you, Ben.
All right. Wow. I think this saga has gone crazy since the last few weeks. It started with, of course, Andrew Cuomo and his allegations, and you could hear the people of New York on anything. They're not happy, and they were really the second that Andrew got accused, they were straight going for Chris instantly. So this seemed inevitable, but it's still all the same.
It's not. I think the biggest part of it is that he broke like protocols as someone that's in a very big news spot, is on one of the biggest news stations in the country, and he was trying to get information about his brother. And I think it's good to see that if you try to do that, then you're going to be eventually like terminated from the network.
It's such a difficult temptation because you have the ability to clear a name, because a bunch of people will be watching you, but it starts to become journalistic integrity. And that's what makes it so difficult. It's picking what your priority is. Is it the story? Is it your family? Is it anything? Whatever it is, you have to make your choice and live with it. It's one of those, it's a really tough decision that haunts journalists to this day. And Chris Cuomo was put in an awful situation, and actually did not do a great job with it. No. To say the least. He did not handle it well in hindsight. But it's always a tough decision for any journalist to choose where their priorities lie, and he made his decision of where his priorities lied. And
just so we're clear, it's the troubling thing is that there's allegations against both brothers.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's not just former Governor Andrew Cuomo, it's his brother Chris as well. That's disheartening, but I'm glad people are
we're bringing it on a journalism level, because that we know how to talk about. We unfortunately, not unfortunately, we fortunately don't know how to talk about the other one, because we don't do that. So that's the good news. And it's just, I don't get it. It's one of those things that as a person, I'll never understand how you want to do that, but it's whatever. It's unfortunate. But, and then we're going to go into Montclair though, because that's where we kind of live for now. We have Montclair will allow gas-powered leaf blowers for an extra 15 days.
Yeah.
Woo! Earlier this week, Montclair Township Council acted to make the period when gas-powered leaf blowers were allowed each year a lot shorter, promptly by concerns of residents upset over noise and environmental impacts. But Montclair officials announced that for this winter, the first since the township's new leaf blower ordinance was passed, the period is getting just a bit longer. Under the ordinance, gas-powered blowers can be used from March 15th through May 15th, and from October 15th through December 15th. But now the blowers will be allowed until December 31st this year. They won't, however, be allowed on Christmas Day. The debate over leaf blowers restrictions have been lengthy one in Montclair, leading to a 5-2 council vote in February over the new dates. They bring the period when gas-powered blowers down to 93 days out of the year instead of the previous 168. Only 3 towns in New Jersey, Montclair, Maplewood, and Princeton, currently have limitations on gas-powered leaf blowers. Summit also piloted a summer ban this year. 15 extra days.
I'm sorry with that. This is the biggest news of the year. I'm sorry.
This is huge.
There's no other bigger story.
15 extra days of leaf blowers.
It's not even that. It's that I would love to be on the level of like unbothered and just detached from the world, that all I have to do is complain to my town about leaf blowers. Like, I would love to be like, have nothing else on my brain like that. Just be like, this is the biggest concern in my life.
Yeah.
Leaf blowers.
Someone probably found loads of evidence to support why there shouldn't be leaf blowers. Just people walking around with leaf blowers in a town.
Hey, our producer, first of all, Crimson Tide is Alabama, our producer, Kenny Horn. He also said that this isn't his proudest work. This is my favorite story.
Yeah.
This isn't a Kenny issue. This is an issue of really the citizens of Montclair got nothing else they want to like talk about.
Listen, this is huge news, Tara. Think about it. Leaf blowers at 9 a.m. You are sleeping. How annoying is that?
How about some people who are like
but
on Zoom?
What if you have a bunch of leaves in your yard? This is the tobacco that most first-class people suffer every day.
Well, they're doing it wrong then, because you don't blow the leaves. What you do is you get your leaves on the lawn and you get your lawnmower to cut it all up.
I do that. I do that. But
Yeah,
sometimes your lawn's perfectly fine, and then your tree messed you up, so you got a leaf blow.
I wonder if there's grounds crew, I guess we should call them, that I see when I'm walking around and they use gas-powered leaf blowers. Am I gonna, in the next semester, if they're still using the gas-powered ones, do I have to call anyone out on it?
Absolutely. I don't know. Think about it though. Think about it. You're sitting there, you're drinking your coffee, and you just go, "Oh man, there's hundreds of leaves on my yard, but it's December 16th. Whatever will I do? I have to grab a rake, but I'm 80 years old. How do I plan on doing this? I can't rake all these leaves up."
And then you look out the window of your $2 million Upper Montclair house and realize
I have 15 extra days.
Yep.
Not only does
you're sipping your out of your mug carved of like elephant ivory, looking out over your garage full of 17 and a half Teslas. And one Mercedes Benz.
How do you get
what's up with the half
you
Tesla?
leave pumpkin spice out of it.
How do you get half a Tesla?
Yeah, how do you get half a Tesla?
Cut it in half? Or is it a mini?
Economic recession. I don't know. Anyway,
the alternator is broken.
Yeah. A giant saw. No, it's just one of those things where like, I don't get it, man. Y'all really that like unbothered? Like,
there has to be bigger things.
I could name bigger things about Montclair. Let's talk about bigger things in Montclair. Parking fines.
Mm-hmm.
Leaf blowers.
I can't. With the leaf blowers, I can't do it.
I
can so clearly see like somebody at like an angry town hall meeting just
they're trying
standing
to take
up.
Away. They're trying to take away my leaf blower.
They're just like, we
with
need
their
to work on
whole
the taxes.
chest. Yeah.
We need to work on taxes. We need to work on the gas prices. We need to work on
Benjamin, your needs are valid, but I need to talk about my needs.
But sir,
leaf
blowers, and then everyone just throws their papers up in the air and like, leaf blowers.
Yeah.
There's probably some guy that's gonna go to a town hall and be like, they took away my leaf blower.
My rights to my leaf blower. It's guaranteed in the Second Amendment. Some ridiculous.
The right to bear leaf blowers.
Yes,
the right to bear leaf blowers.
It's like
in the fine print.
Did Thomas Jefferson be like, "Yo, watch out! One day they're gonna mess. They're gonna
come for the leaf.
One day we're gonna need 15 more days to use our leaf blowers."
And then they came for the leaf blowers, and I said nothing because I wasn't the leaf blower.
He's like, one day they're gonna invent this thing called leaf blowers. And then he probably said that, and then everyone else called him crazy. But maybe that was the original.
As much as
he had to change it.
As much, Tanner, as I've loved this joke, we have beating it like a dead horse.
Yeah, I know.
I will say though, we're gonna be flying away. I don't know. I need puns.
What kind of puns? What kind of puns?
Leaf blower puns before I go to a break.
There's no pun I can make that doesn't involve the phrase getting blown somewhere, so we're just not going to use it.
It's just we're gonna use gas powered energy to send you off. All right, where's Laura when you need her? She's a Thursday Buzz host who only does puns. So where's that when you need? We'll be right back on the Monday edition of the Morning Buzz. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We are so ecstatic that it's that time of year here. It is December, which means you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, near my favorite time of year, Christmas. That's my favorite holiday. I'm so excited, and I love to play Christmas music. And Kenny, you're such a negative Nancy, as our producer calls it, December. And I'm like, boo, you're like Aaron Burr. You're a bad guy. So unbelievable. Oh, you like the cold? Okay, all right. Kenny, our producer says he likes.
Cold never bothered him anyway.
Yeah, well, let's see what.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. See, we went from having no
long distance
high five. We went from having zero puns to having all the puns, and Kenny wanted to say he couldn't hold it back anymore. He wanted to tell us. You guys are all just so funny. You guys are like peanut butter and what is it? How'd it go? You're like, we finish each other's sandwiches. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about a Pittsburgh woman and an interesting surplus of meals. Tara, do you want to take it away?
Sure thing. Pittsburgh woman's food rescue app diverts 20 million pounds of surplus into 17 million meals for those in need. Food waste makes up about 25% of all material in landfills, more than any other single source of waste, and when it rots, it's a leading cause of greenhouse gas emissions. The Good Food Project prevents waste by transforming food that might go to the landfill into healthy, eat-and-eat meals and shelf-sustainable items packed in compositable containers. These meals are then distributed to nonprofit partners serving the needy. The donations come from partners like Gordon's Food Service, which may find themselves with food that is still perfectly good to eat but cannot be sold due to aesthetic standards, sell-by timelines, or transit mishaps. Together with 800 food retailers, they have turned more than 20 million pounds of surplus food into nearly 17 million meals and mitigated more than 11 million pounds of carbon dioxide. That's wild. And good on them, you know?
Yeah, I love hearing stories like this.
Totally.
Yeah, it's one of those that make you super happy. It's one of those that you're like, okay, the world isn't terrible.
Right.
But yeah, so huge. I don't know the right word to say. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not doing well with words today. But all the best and congratulations to the Pittsburgh's Women's Foods Rescue. Absolutely an incredible feat, and I hope they can keep going, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes, and we're gonna take a turn here and talk about hundreds of roundabouts in two.
Oh, I get it.
Dang it! I thought I was gonna get away with that one.
No, we need to acknowledge it. It's brilliant.
Yes, thank you. Hundreds of roundabouts in 2 U.S. states are saving lives, reducing injuries, and lowering carbon emissions. What? In the state of Indiana, 256 roundabouts have been constructed since 2016. And the data is showing what Europeans have known for decades. They definitely reduce collisions, fatalities, traffic congestion, and fuel consumption. Not only that, roundabouts cut pollution while reducing construction and maintenance costs. Due to the fact that the only type of maneuver inside a roundabout is a right turn, they are safer. And the intentions are quite obvious what even reckless and unpredictable drivers are trying to do. Indiana have seen reductions of 90% in intersection fatalities when they are replacing with traffic circles, and a 76% reduction in crashes resulting in injuries. Wisconsin, too, has seen a significant number of fatalities disappear after construction of near 500 traffic circles. Wisconsin has the most roundabouts of any state, with Indiana and Washington behind it. The service life of a traffic circle is about 25 years, compared to 10 years on a light of an intersection. The lack of lights also saves around $5,000 a year in energy costs, and traffic quality can be augmented by 30 to 50% without creating additional congestion. First we have the beautiful story of leaf blowers, now roundabouts.
Not the story about the woman saving like 17 million meals or whatever. We got leaf blowers.
We got leaf blowers. We got roundabouts.
We're gonna talk.
Somewhere in the middle, we have huge milestones about helping humanity. But we have roundabouts.
Yeah.
We have leaf blowers.
Roundabout. These are good. This is a good one though. I like that like finally American construction like
hasn't failed us.
Makes sense.
Yep, pretty much. It's just like finally they're just like figuring it out. Like a couple of them showed up by Montclair, like by 46, right? And the new like overpass and stuff. There's a couple, and they work pretty well.
Yeah. But you know what's the worst part is sometimes, first of all, the roundabouts are great, especially here too. But there's always that one person that like doesn't know the etiquette, and it's just a little frustrating. But that has nothing to do with anything. But that's true. My personal vendetta. There's always one person that doesn't understand that if you're in the circle, you get first dibs. And then when you're outside the circle, you have to wait for the people in the circle to leave. So like, I don't get how that's so difficult for some people to understand.
I don't get it either.
There is one in New
people
Jersey
like, oh, they're so confusing. I'm like, where?
There is one in New Jersey that is backwards, but I hope they change that because that's really ridiculous. There's one.
Where is that?
Near Belmar.
Oh, okay.
I'd say it's like they go backwards. Like the people that are going in have first dibs, and then the people that are going around have second. I think that's ridiculous.
That's wild.
This is insane.
The weirdest one I've seen. There's you ever been to the Starland Ballroom in Sayreville?
I have not.
There's an intersection on the way there. It's not a roundabout, but anytime we talk about like traffic related stuff, like I point to it as the thing of saying, well, it can't get any worse than this because it's absolutely horrific. But
that bad?
It's that bad. There's one. It's like right off the Parkway when you're going to Starland. It's hilariously bad. But I'm glad that data is showing that the roundabouts are paying off, not just.
Yeah, I first of all, going back, I feel like we deserve to. I have to say, there is nothing that is more important sometimes than I think acknowledging someone that does something great. And I think the Pittsburgh Women's Food Rescue, if that app is huge, and I think that I love community service like that. So of course this is a show in which we try to make you laugh in the morning, but a huge moment needs to go out to people that do stuff like that, because news today doesn't really give them as much of a shine light on good news as we do to things that are bad. Like we would more and more news sources will discuss about the things that are going on wrong with the world than we're going on right. And I think that's something that we should definitely acknowledge, is the successes of people. So again, congratulations to them. And to end the story, to take another right turn, but you guys don't like me anymore. I have to say I'm a big fan of roundabouts. I'm not a big fan of people using roundabouts sometimes because people are real annoying with it. But besides that, we are going to be right back after a little bit of a break. But coming up, we have Ashley DeQuato with her weekly entertainment news, which is coming up very shortly. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. That is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree with Brenda Lee. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the Morning Buzz, and I'm here alongside my co-host, Tara Giacchetti. I'm here with Tanner Price, here with Madi Zaniga, but we have another person coming into the studio, which is not actually, it's over Zoom, but you get the point of like, hold on, entered. All right, they're here. And
Come
we have
in.
come in. Yeah, come in. Another person entering the studio. It is Ashley Del Cueto with the entertainment segment. What do we got this week? What is the tea, sis? Spill it.
Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you for a second.
You ruined the moment. I was so ready to, oh man, I wanted to seem so, whatever. Queen, do you.
Okay, so Britney Spears turned 40 on December 2nd and celebrated her milestone birthday with her fiance, and they recently went to Cabo for like a romantic getaway. And there was a massive balloon display with her name spelled out and like a sweet serenade from a mariachi band and other festivities. And Britney's birthday celebration proved to be extra special this year, not only because her 13-year conservatorship was terminated last month, but a Cabo source exclusively told E! News how Sam went above and beyond for her birthday during this 4-day vacation. And the couple stayed at a beachfront suite at the Las Ventanas Resort, which is like a very expensive resort in Cabo, Mexico. And a different source told E! Quote, "It's the first birthday where Britney doesn't feel like she's just withering away. This year, they're happy to celebrate Britney getting older because she's finally growing into her true self." The insider continued, "She finally feels like she has a purpose and Britney wants to celebrate that to the fullest," end quote. So yeah.
Yeah. Good for Britney.
Yeah, good for her.
I better any vacation I go on, I'm just gonna get a mariachi band to just play all the time. That's what I need. That
You need that type of energy in your life.
I need.
We get a
that.
mariachi band every year at my house for my mom's birthday.
Do you really?
Yeah, my dad likes to go all out for my mom, so every single year it's either a one-man band or a whole mariachi. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. It also helps that I am Mexican, so my dad's just like we need to bring more Mexican into these parties.
And you know how we're gonna do that? Mariachi band in this thing.
And we do tacos, like really fancy tacos. Like
Ooh.
this thing called Al Pastor. It's really good tacos, and we always get a taco guy every year.
That's awesome. I want to get invited to one of these we're talking about. Sounds awesome.
Invite the entire radio station.
I live far.
I don't care.
Invite half
Alright.
the radio station.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you going
everybody
with me on
invite-
this one?
It's in early September, guys.
So what? I'm going to what? I'm so confused.
A
You guys
Mexican
took
birthday
such a
party.
turn on this story. I just let you guys go. I was like, you guys have fun. What's happening?
Mexican birthday party, my house, mariachi band, and tacos. You're all invited.
Okay, bet.
See?
That was easy. It's Tara. It's the us effect. We just get invited places. It feels good to be
I
cool.
like it. I like it.
We're so popular. We're so popular. And you know who else is
Nice.
popular? Kim Kardashian. Ashley, take it away. I had such a good
Hello.
transition, Ashley.
That
You
was a
keep
good
taking that delay is
transition.
messing me up.
That was really good.
I'm like, I have to do that. Like, oh.
I couldn't hear you the first time. I don't know. For some reason, the audio keeps on like cutting out.
Ashley, just stop making excuses and just, help me be funny. Unbelievable. Is Ashley invited?
Ashley is invited.
Ashley can go tacos September. What is it about?
Mariachi band.
Mariachi band
It's for our mom's birthday. She does it every year.
for mom's birthday. A mom we've never met.
Yeah, she's cool.
She is cool though. Can I dance with her?
Sure.
All right, I'm dancing with her.
She loves Luke Combs.
Okay, I'm going.
You just sold it. Ben is just like,
Sold.
well,
He is showing up to the party. He's
I went
playing
from
with the
kidding
mariachi
to
band.
serious so fast. All right. All right, tell us a little bit about Kim Kardashian and whatever's going on.
So yesterday, Kim Kardashian celebrated Saint West, her son's 6th birthday. She posted it like all over social media, and she captioned 10 like cute pictures of Saint. One of them being like, quote, "There is no one like you and your smile and your negotiating skills. I've never met anyone like you. that takes Roblox as serious as you, end quote. It's kind of funny. He plays Roblox, like, and of course, all of the family members commented except for Yay. It's Yay, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He's been, I know I got last time I didn't say it right. I didn't know, but it's all right. I got it.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
And he's been quiet on social media recently. He deleted all of his
He went
like,
off the grid.
accounts. Yeah, because of the death of his close friend Virgil Abloh. He was like a fashion designer, and amid his ongoing divorce from Kim Kardashian, and there's no word yet on whether or not Kim's new boyfriend Pete Davidson was present for Saint's birthday festivities.
I mean, they're dating. Who cares? We got what we wanted.
Why is there so many birthdays?
Wait, the thing that bothers me is that he's a Roblox kid and not a Minecraft kid.
No, not a Minecraft kid.
Yeah.
What's going on, Saint?
Yeah, where's the Minecraft?
I don't want to know how many Robux Kim Kardashian has bought. I don't want to know.
Well, I mean, we knew he was gonna be raised wrong.
Yeah.
Like you got Kardashian as a family. Like,
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
only non-Kardashians play
I
Minecraft.
already know.
You're right.
I already know Kanye played Roblox.
You mean
with-
Yay?
Yeah.
Our producer
Yay.
says, "Who cares? This is a big deal."
Yeah, are you
Roblox
kidding?
versus Minecraft.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? It's the blocky
Yeah,
game that
don't
matters.
you know that when the Kardashians do things, they need to be reported on?
Yeah.
Even
They
if
start breathing.
Their
it's just
mere
like-
existence is more important than anything we do.
We used to have somebody on the station that referred to the Kardashians as America's version of the royal family because they don't actually do anything, but
Yeah.
we still report on them like every breath they take.
Yeah.
yeah.
No shade at you, Ashley, because you're not the one that like wrote this story, but like it's literally like the same type of like look over here thing as like the Royals. Like, what do the Royals actually do? Nothing. But are we gonna report on every breath you take, every move you make?
listen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Tara's thoughts.
And now it's time for Tara's thoughts.
More of a
Yeah.
Tara rant. It's
Eh.
Tara's rant, Ben's thoughts.
It's nothing new, man. It's just wild that people will like this is ridiculous. Like who was the one that I forget which one of them. Their makeup artist needed like life-saving surgery or something, and it was like 60 grand, and they instead of paying it
yeah.
That
opened
was
up like
Kylie Jenner. I think.
Yeah. Kylie just
opened up
gave,
like a
10,000.
crowdsourcing thing.
It was
even though
a
she makes over-
it was a GoFundMe, and she donated like $200.
Wow.
Yeah, even though she makes like $400,000 a day, like she could have
Yeah.
paid for it and still been making like over $300,000 a day. Like these people are. This is bananas. Like the amount of attention these people. And don't get me started on Caitlyn. She's a different topic for a different day. That woman boils my transgender blood. It ain't good. That's a rant for a different day. But I don't get these people. Like I don't get the appeal. Do you get the Ben? Do you get the appeal? Do you like want to know what's happening?
No, I don't care.
Bet.
At my house, my mom and my sister would always watch the Kardashians. I'm like, this is on again.
I never got why people got so into that.
I
It's-
don't
get it
never
either.
got into it.
It's
It's too
I
dramatic.
can I could film a show. I could film a show just in my house.
And then
Right?
they just make up the
Right,
drama on
yeah.
that show. Like they find a reason just
Yeah.
to argue with each other.
God bless Kris Jenner though. That woman's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has built an empire off of straight up nothing. Like could you imagine like this? Remember there was a while ago when like eBay was first a thing. There was a kid that like started selling stuff with like a single paper clip,
Yeah.
and then eventually was like trading houses. as we talk
Trading
about this.
trading it to get a car, I think.
Yeah, as we talk about this on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. That's what I feel like Kris Jenner is. 'Cause, like, she took like absolutely like straight up nothing. No like
Yeah.
talent, no like meaningful ability to do anything and just built a castle upon it.
Yeah.
You know, it's brilliant. She's brilliant to me. Actually, there's no shade to you. I didn't. This
No, I
has nothing
don't
to do
know.
with you.
Like I
And
agree.
we're
That's
gonna
just
spend
funny.
4 more minutes on this topic because it's bothering our producer. Sorry, we're gonna keep going. Nah, we're gonna make him lose his mind. So back to
No,
more
Kenny, we got to talk
Kardashian
about this
stuff.
on
So
Graveyard
Minecraft.
Shift, Mondays at midnight on WMS.
Yeah, we gotta keep talking. But we got a good second hour coming up. Tara, do you want to tease what's maybe gonna be happening this second hour?
I'm not much of a tease. I'm pretty direct, but we'll talk about it. Second hour of the Morning Buzz here on 90.3 WMSC. We are going to be talking about my favorite story, the Rolling Stones' top 50 albums of the year. How an Italian man tried to avoid a COVID shot and what a woman did to a cat on a plane. I'm scared of that one. But whatever it is, I'm excited.
We got a good second hour coming up. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We got the second hour of the Monday morning edition of the Morning Buzz coming up. Stay. Something I love Christmas music. Woo! Guys, it's the Monday morning edition of the Buzz, and it's gonna be rocking. You guys don't like me anymore. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper
You're listening to
Montclair.
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, the voice of Montclair State University.
Take it away. Interrupt much? All right there, Miss Mills? Jeez.
Rude.
Rude. Okay. I have to say, this vendetta against Christmas music is lame. I have to say, you guys are all boring. If you don't like Christmas music, it means you're just dull. Has nothing to do with anything. It's just you're dull. All right. We got a great second hour coming up. But before we get into it, we have, first of all, some ridiculous stories. We have, first of all, Rolling Stones top 50 albums. An Italian man tried to avoid a COVID shot. What a woman did to a cat on a plane. This is going to be interesting. But first, Madi Zuniga with the extended weather plus a newscast. And then coming up will be Tanner Price in a sportscast. Take it away, guys.
In national news, a 65-year-old man has publicly identified as the law enforcement says helped the fugitive of the parents' alleged Michigan school shooter into the building where they were later arrested. James and Jennifer Crumley are each charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection with the alleged actions of their 15-year-old son, Ethan Crumley, who is accused of killing 4 classmates during Tuesday's shooting at Oxford High School in Detroit. In international news, late Sunday, a senior administration official said the Biden administration is expected to announce a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, China this week. This would mean no U.S. government officials would attend the games, but U.S. athletes are still allowed to compete. This comes after the administration has been put under pressure by lawmakers to stand against China abusing human rights. In state news, a West Windsor man was killed early Sunday morning while trying to cross the U.S. Route 1 on foot in the township, said police. The 64-year-old man was struck northbound by a vehicle by the Square Shopping Center, north of Meadow Road at about 6:20 a.m. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Local news. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office is investigating the conduct of East Orange Fire Chief Andre Williams after numerous firefighters came forward in a letter alleging that he engaged in, quote, multiple incidents of harassment, retaliation, discrimination, and criminal activity, unquote. The letter includes a range of allegations. Some had already been reported to the city's Human Resources Department. The letter also requests Williams to either be placed on paid or unpaid leave until the investigation is complete. In weather, today we get a change of scenery with a warm high of 62 and a low of 33, with a humidity low of 76 and an 80% chance of rain later tonight. The air quality is fair with a level of 28. And now your extended weather. Tuesday will bring back the cold with a high of 42 and a low of 30. Grab a coat on Wednesday. It'll be a brisk high of 38 and a low of 25. Thursday will continue the chilly trend with a high of 40 and a low of 32. Friday will be cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 41. Saturday will have a change. We'll have a warm change of 62 and a low of 50, but don't forget the umbrella. There's a 65% chance of rain. And Sunday will be cooler with a high 53 and a low of 32. Back to you, Ben.
Put this back to me, Ben. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marty. And coming up, we have the Sportscast by Tanner. Take it away.
The struggles for New York football continued this weekend as the Jets and Giants both lost. The Giants lost 20-9 to the Miami Dolphins and fell to 4-8. Backup quarterback Mike Glennon suffered a concussion, and with the Giants being uncertain about starter Daniel Jones' neck injury, the Giants could turn to Jake Fromm to start next week at the Chargers. The Jets suffered a 33-18 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Jets' record against Philly all-time falls to 0-12, and the Jets fall to 3-9 on the season. A marquee matchup is underway tonight as the Patriots travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. A massive game that could determine the AFC East at the end of the season. The Islanders' struggles have continued, losing 11 straight games after a 3-2 shootout loss to the Chicago Blackhawks. Noah Dobson scored the goal to tie it with 4 seconds left in regulation for the Islanders, and they eventually fell. The Devils are home tonight against the Ottawa Senators. This is a makeup game from when the Senators dealt with COVID earlier last month. The college football playoff bracket is set. The number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide will face the number 4 Cincinnati Bearcats. Cincinnati is the first non-Power 5 school to make the playoffs. The number 2 ranked Michigan Wolverines will face off against the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs. There's good news for Mets fans yesterday as original Met and manager of the 1969 World Champions, Gil Hodges, was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. In the NBA, the 12-11 Sixers will match up with LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets tonight. Back to you, Ben.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, and we're at the point where
Ben
this is now
will never know what to do if we don't throw it back.
Yeah, if you don't, yeah. But anyway, we got a very interesting topic coming up, and I know there'll be a lot of opinions to be said.
We do.
We have a lot of opinions to be said about this horrendous list that we'll be talking about very shortly.
Yes.
And if you want to join this discussion, because this is a story I would love to see people of anybody can discuss this story. If you would like to join, our number here is 973-655-4256. If you want to hear it again, it's 973-655-4256. If you want to join this discussion, first we're going to say the story. So if you're not answered quickly, then that stinks. But we're going to be talking about the Rolling Stones list of 50 best albums. Tara, take it away.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Tanner for not bringing up the Devils' 4-8 loss in their previous game. I appreciate that. That was abysmal.
We don't need to talk about that.
We don't. So let's get into this, right? Rolling Stone doing what they do, compiled a list of the 50 best albums of 2021. Now, in the interest of saving some time, let's go over some of the highlights, right? Ben, what do we got?
Well, at number 48, we have Certified Lover Boy by Drake.
That album art is the worst I think I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's terrible. And at 48, are you kidding me? It's like when it comes to just like overall people listening to it, it was like third. How is it 48? Whatever. This is the list.
Yeah. It already, like, I mean, I don't know how to judge the quality of a Drake album, but it's definitely movie units, you know? Number 44, Senjitsu by Iron Maiden. Shout out GM Annabella Poland.
Yep. That's
heavy metal represented. I
love that album, by the way. This is really good.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I love Iron Maiden. It was a great album. I will say it's not the old stuff, but it's like when like people are past their prime and they're still good. That was like a moment I was like, yeah, they're still good. It was kind of like Power Up with AC/DC. You're like, see, they still have it. It's not what it was, but it's like not like. But you were like, hey, it was like I felt nostalgia. But at number 40, we have Medicine at Midnight by the Foo Fighters. This is where it starts to be ridiculous. How is that higher than Certified Lover Boy? Makes no sense.
Are you hating on the Foo Fighters?
No, when it comes
that
to
album was mid though.
It's
I
good,
am going to the
but
Foo
it's
Fighters
not
concert.
certified. Like everyone listened to Certified Lover Boy, and everyone loved Certified Lover Boy, no matter how bad the art was. If you listened to it, you
I
liked
listened
it.
to it and I didn't really like it.
Yeah, I'm
Certified Lover
I'm
Boy?
not a fan.
No.
Wow.
Same.
I mean,
Also, like,
one or two good songs, and the best song on the album, Drake said about 6 words in the song.
What is it? Knife Talk?
No, way too sexy. I think I don't know. That's
Yeah,
the only one. It's the only one I hear. It plays in Freeman. It plays in the Freeman
okay.
Dining
My
Hall
favorite is Knife
every
Talk.
5 minutes.
My favorite is Knife Talk. It's so good.
I mean, the thing with the Foo Fighters, I know Kenny's our producer. Kenny is arguing on this one, but I think the Medicine at Midnight as a Foo Fighters album is kind of weak, like compared to what that band is capable of.
Yes.
I haven't heard one Foo Fighter song before.
Food Fighters.
Foo Fighters, I meant. Sorry.
Word.
I did have a friend.
I didn't
that
mean
thought
to
it
say
was,
food.
And then
I did have a friend that thought it was the Food Fighters.
we
for a
also
long time.
have at number 35 An Evening with Silk Sonic by Silk Sonic.
That's
and
a
Bruno
great
Mars.
album.
Yeah, why
Coasting
is that
purely on
35?
TikTok. Coasting purely on its TikTok success. Because if
also
I hear
did
that song one more time, not to
No, but
be
every-
dramatic, but I wanna die.
She got him paying the rent.
No, but that song is so good as a whole. Like listen to the whole song. It's really good. And then you have Leave the Door Open. You have like all the and then you have also there was this another one. Fly Like Me or something like that.
Yeah, Fly As Me.
Fly As Me. So good.
I'm not feeling the Silk Sonic.
What?
I love that album. And I think it's super.
I have to say I was very into the album, and then the one song there was a line about Chuck E. Cheese, and that it completely took me out of it. But
Yeah, they just say like random goofy stuff.
I have to say
that's what Drake does.
Before we even get
True.
into the top 15, I have to say I really, really think that they just took a bunch of albums and said what would anger people the most.
Well, we'll get people talking about our stupid listicle the most.
Skilled and IC 21 Pilots.
Yeah. So number 15 is an album that I can't stand. I cannot stand this album. It's Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish.
Why can you not stand her?
I only like one song from that album, which is Happier Than Ever.
Yeah, I don't. She has so much singing talent and then just doesn't really sing in her song. I feel like
true.
It's so overproduced.
She'd make a good host for Sad Boy Hours on.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another
Her
thing.
voice.
Yeah.
Sing anything else.
Yeah.
Like anything else.
She's one of those like the Lana Del Rey school of singers who tries really hard to sound like they're not singing, and I don't get it.
That's one. And two, why does it always have to be a song about me sitting in this corner and crying? Like
Yeah.
just
Hey,
anything.
Make a happy song.
Make a happy
one
song.
happy song.
Like
It's the best
why?
kind of
Why?
music.
No, it's not.
The
No, it's
sad
not.
music? Yes,
It
it
is not.
It's
It is a music that you need at some points in your life, but it shouldn't be what you listen to all day. Like that's what. Oh,
My music playlist. currently.
That's a different topic. I
be
don't
happy, man. wish
I don't
everyone-
get the Billie Eilish, but
I don't understand. I don't understand. I understand. This is my thing. Juice World was a rapper in this similar situation where this type of music. He was a leader of his own thing. But like that's okay. But he made songs that were happy.
Yeah.
Come and go.
I don't think making songs as happy is like a necessary thing.
No, it's not necessary, but it really dulls you out. Like it really
Okay,
typecasts
then
you.
what about upbeat music but has sad lyrics?
No.
Pop punk.
I
the
love those.
entire genre of pop punk.
I love it.
Ugh,
Half of Blink 182's discography. But anyway, we got to get back to the list because
but
some of these.
now we're gonna go to a really great album.
Number 14, Hall of Fame by Polo G. Have not listened to it.
Great
Okay,
album.
okay, good. You agree with me. Okay.
Groovy. Better.
Yes.
This is better than Certified Lover Boy in my mind. I will agree.
Ben,
that
Did
should
you
be
listen
high.
to the new?
listen to
Wait, did you listen to the? He released another Hall of Fame 2.
Really? I have not
Yeah.
listened to it.
The first one's better though.
First
But
one's
there's
better.
a couple good songs.
That's how it usually works out. And then at number 13, we have Reckless by Morgan Wade, which is
I have no idea who that is.
she's very good.
I've never.
Sad boy hour type music, but
I saw Morgan W, and I thought you were going to have to jump in.
well, actually, we're gonna get to that very shortly if you read
Fair
the bottom of
enough.
this list. But
Number 12. Oh, I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, you keep going.
All right. Number 12. We're gonna call it "Anti-Heaven with It" by Pink Pantheress. We can't actually say the name of the record because the FCC is mean and nasty. But "Blank with It" by Pink
Yeah.
Pantheress. Have any of you listened to that record?
No.
I have not.
No, not a
Same.
huge Pink Pantherless guy. At 11 we have "Whole Lot of Red" by Playboy Cardi. Anyone listen to that?
Mm-mm.
I think
Shows
I-
how
I
plugged in
started
we are.
listening to it, but it was
Actually, I think it shows how
Christmas.
plugged in the Rolling Stone is. Which we'll talk about. We'll talk about it.
Number 10.
But number 10, "Jubilee" by Japanese Breakfast. What a great band name.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Japanese Breakfast.
There's a lot of times, and any member of my family could tell you this. When I hear something funny, I say that would be a great band name, and that's one of them.
Yeah, Japanese break. What is a Japan? Whatever. Never mind.
Exactly.
You're not sup-
It gets you talking.
So they get me.
Gets you talking.
Then we have at number 9, "El Madereno" by C. Tangnaya. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. That's 50% my fault, but 50% also our producer's fault for not giving me the first name. So now I'm just like, I almost pronounced it as one name.
Yeah. Number 8, we got "Glow On" by Turnstile. Turnstile, I know nothing about. I feel like that's one of those bands that like all the younger alternative kids like do the whole Midwest emo thing. Like I feel like all those people end up liking Turnstile, and I know nothing about them.
El Alimento. I got it. Hold on. El Alimento.
What?
No. I give up. I tried. I'm really trying here, guys. Alimento. Oh, okay. Alimento.
All right, what we got for number 7?
You're like, just give up, man. We got
I'm not trying to make you give up. I'm trying to pull you out of the.
I got it. I did it. We have "Hose Tales" by Yasmin Sullivan.
All right, cool.
By the
And
way, quick flex. Tagnaya is a person that our news director, Daji Andaji Cruz Rosario interviewed. I have to say her full name. So that's really cool. We got to interview a top 10 album maker
that is pretty cool, isn't it?
right here at WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. So that was set out of order. And
It's all
then
good.
number 6, it's Tara's number 1 album.
This is not just Tara's number 1 album. This is the best album of the year, and they put it at number 6. Montero by Lil Nas X. This is album of the year. You listen to the next ones above this, and you tell me they stand any chance.
Man, 1 and 2 might beat it, but the next 3 won't.
2? We'll
2,
talk
yeah.
about it when we get there.
For sure, 2.
One.
Number 5. All right, number 5. Go with number 5.
Home Video by Lucy Dacus.
Who that?
Who
Who
dat?
is that?
Who dat? No offense. You're probably way more rich than me. You get the point. And then,
Of course.
then this is gonna sound really rude, but this might be the most overrated artist in the world, in my opinion.
Who?
Tyler, the Creator.
But he's on
Number
the wall.
4, Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler, the Creator.
I haven't listened.
I
to
have
it.
yet to have met a true Tyler, the Creator fan
He's on the wall.
Yeah.
in my life. I have been
Same.
up here. Who likes him? I'm sorry. Like, is it just New Jersey's not a big fan of him? Like,
I don't
have
know, but
not
I'm in the
met
same
a Tyler
boat.
Creator fan.
I'm in the same boat. I also think it's funny that the dude like got his name put on the map by saying like wildly homophobic things in his song, and now dresses in a wig and nail polish. Anyway,
It makes 0 sense.
As he's hanging.
I don't know
right
how.
here
I
on the
don't know
wall.
any of his songs. I've never heard of any of his songs before.
I mean, I know some of like the comedy things he's done, but I've never
Yeah,
seen
that's
like
it.
yeah.
Like, who? I don't get it, but whatever.
Number 3, Vice Versa by Raw.
Alejandro.
Yeah, that's just Alejandro. I just short circuited. It's not even a difficult name. I bugged out.
Here's
Anyway,
here's
I
the
took your
big
pick.
2.
I'm sorry.
Here's the big final 2. Second place, we have 30 by Adele. And then number
Nope.
1, we have Sour by Olivia Rodrigo.
I don't get that one.
All
What,
right, let's
Sour?
talk about this.
I'm not a fan of.
How are you not a fan?
I have to say,
Sour is the only one
The song.
Sour being first is the only thing on this list. I'm like, I agree.
Okay,
That's
how about
is driver's
that?
license
It
on there?
is. I do have to give. I haven't listened to the full album. I do have to give her credit for making an entire album out of like one breakup. That.
Oh
is-
yeah,
that's
Name-
pretty-
oh,
pretty
oh,
good.
you want
Hold
to know?
up.
Carly Pierce could have to beg to differ. Taylor Swift would beg to differ.
How
Harry
about the
Styles
fact
would
that-
beg to differ.
How about the fact that Adele releasing the same album for like the 4th time rated above "Call Me by
Are
Your
you
Name"?
kidding me,
Are you
Tara?
out of your
That's such a
mind?
good album. Did you not listen to it?
I
Oh,
listened to it. It's the
it's so
same
good.
thing every single time, and that
Adele
ranked
doing the
above
same thing is
Montero?
so
You
good
crazy?
anyway. Who cares?
The song that bothers me the most.
Adele
is
is so
For
good.
You.
What?
Good for You is the main one that bothers me on that song.
Good for you. I love Good for You.
Is driver's license on that one too?
What?
Yeah.
Driver's license.
Yeah.
I hate that song so much.
You got Maddie.
Montero is a no skip album. That album is, and in addition to like doing all the social
Okay.
things that it did, it's insane. They put Adele above that right there is ridiculous.
Can we address this too?
That's like when
Driver's
they
license
gave.
is not.
This is
awesome.
where I'm gonna say my
Can
thing.
I put a button on one thing before we move on?
go.
This is exactly like when they gave Adele the Grammy over Beyonce's Lemonade. You knew Lemonade was a better album, had a better rollout, and the performance was better all around, and they gave it to Adele anyway because she's a safer bet for a larger possible demographic. They're doing the same thing with Montero. Montero is a better album. It should have been in the number 2 spot.
All right. You know what it is, Tara? It's
What?
time. It's time.
It is now time for Ben's thoughts. Ben's thoughts.
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's the original one. That's the one we've been doing for all this time. But
all right, let's talk.
thanks, weird guy. All right, so I have to say, this is the number 1 album of the year when it comes to prices, things sold for it, the most money made from it. It is the most streamed album of the year. It is the most and like all of the things that could possibly. It was number 1 for the most weeks. All this. It didn't even make the top 50. What about Dangerous? It is the number 1 album when it comes to listened to and sold in the world. Like, where is that? Like, you can't just leave that out. It's the number 1 album sold and given. Do I think it deserves to be number 1 on this list? No. But where is it? Because I think even most people could say that is also an unskippable album. For 30 songs to be unskippable is impressive. There is one song I'd skip. For 29 songs to be
29 and a half songs.
29 and a half songs that I listened to. I have to say, like, where did that one go? I was told I was allowed to.
I feel like you know why it's not here.
I feel, but even if they're canceling him, they should at least make an appearance for the success that it had. That's why I said he doesn't have to be number 1. But I'm trying to get on the idea that, and also I just feel like as a whole, country is just treated like garbage compared to a lot. It's not
cool.
It's not cool. It's treated like garbage by a lot. And I think in Rolling Stones, they treat rap like garbage too. But
they absolutely do.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stone is like one of those like farcical like things, but it's fun to rag on them. But like, I mean, how are you gonna just ignore that record? How are you gonna ignore like any country stuff is not in the top 15 at all? Like there have been some major players in country this year. Even like Luke is nowhere to be found.
Well, his last album was 2020,
but it's still charting.
Yeah, it was the 7th best album
this year.
This year, yeah,
not last year. This year,
it was like behind Ariana Grande last year. But he's ahead of Ariana Grande this year. No.
It's insane. It's just like I feel like Rolling Stone's one of those people that's just like goes around their like office and is like, okay, what albums did you personally listen to this year? And they're like, okay, this is what must be what everyone's listening to.
Yeah,
I
think that it deserved to at least be on the list. There's so many albums that deserve to be here, but I also agree with you. Lil Nas deserved to be probably. I'd say if it was my list, I'd probably have first be Olivia Rodrigo and Sour, Second would be probably Lil Nas and Montero. Third would be Dangerous, and then I'd have fourth be Adele. Those would be my top four. Is that fair?
I could see it. I just like, to me, like, this is one of those things where like it's really clear that the music industry as a whole is reluctant to give this guy the number one spot for one reason or another, even though he's proven time and time again that he's taking it anyway.
Lil Nas?
Yeah. So
Well, the album just didn't do as successful as Olivia Rodrigo. That's why Olivia gets first. Her album was just more successful. And numbers wise.
That's the other thing, though, is that this list isn't a measure of that, which means that automatically there's no objective way to do this.
Yeah, because
this is a gigantic opinion.
A lot of these albums I've never heard of.
Yeah, that's why Billboard's list is the only one that I say is legitimate, because it's backed by facts.
The one that's number 3, number 5. I've never heard of those before.
I've heard of the artist in number 4, but I've never heard of the album before.
What about Scaled and Icy?
Totally.
It's just like, and
honestly,
like, go ahead.
If we're talking sheer success, Happier Than Ever shouldn't be 15.
Yeah, that album put up numbers. Also, like, completely ignoring like the social like impact that Montero had, and like even not even the whole album. Call Me by Your Name by itself, got talked about and pushed buttons more than most of this entire list. Just that song and the video that rolled out.
I remember that there was a good 2-week period. That was the biggest story.
Yeah,
the shoe when he put blood in the shoe.
Yeah.
First of all, that was weird. But
I mean, Tony Hawk did Blood Skateboards like a month later and nobody cared.
I know. Also odd. I heard about that. I was the same reaction. I was like, that's weird. I was like, that's just weird. It's just like, why? I don't care who you are. That's weird. It's just odd.
I don't care.
Why are you putting blood in your shoe? Why are you putting blood in your boards? What are you doing? Keep it in your body. Blood is meant to be like, with your red blood cells. All right, that's where it's supposed to be. Leave it alone. Keep it where it needs to be. If you need to give some away,
we're still talking about the rollout from just that song on its own. Could have carried more like importance than most of this list. So Rolling Stone, you're
it's not like
way off.
That was the only big song that was on that album. There's a lot of songs that went mainstream from
a lot of bad moments here, but we are going to have to we're going to have to unfortunately end this discussion, and we're going to take a short break leading into Buzzmas. So we're going to take a short break, and then after that break, you're going to go and listen to last week started the 12 days of Buzzmas, and today we're keeping up with that. You're going to hear the 10th day with 10 movies movieing. So we're going to be counting down the top 10 movies of the year, and here is the segment. It'll be coming up just after this short break. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. It's just comical watching how that all happens. Tara, can you now hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Tara, I'm so sorry. I kept the Zoom muted. I just said the whole Italian man story.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it's one of those. I just think that everybody that tried to avoid the vaccine nowadays are just acting like Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and he tried to use
just say you hate everyone, dude. Like just say like my opinions matter more than everybody's safety, including my own. Just say that. Like
me?
No, if you're gonna go that far not to get a shot. Like,
yeah, it's
not you.
For real, like I don't think I'm that self-centered, but yeah, that is it's really ridiculous. And we're gonna go to do we do Maryland, or do we think we save 9 minutes of the last story?
I say we do Maryland. What do you think?
Maryland? Yeah. All right, let's go Maryland. Take it away, Tara.
All right. So apparently Maryland homeowners burned down their house while attempting to get rid of snakes.
Hey, if that gets rid of snakes, That doesn't get rid
snakes-
of them.
Torching the whole place doesn't like.
Indiana Jones is home.
Indiana Jones. This is what happens, man.
He apparently lives in Maryland. We now know.
He does. Good for him. What started as an attempt to get rid of pesky creatures ended up with an entire house going up in flames. A nearly 10,000.
Honey, this will work. I promise.
Honey, just hold that lighter there. I got this can of Lysol. It's gonna be great. A nearly 10,000 foot square home in Dickerson, Maryland, was engulfed in flames on November 23rd when the homeowner tried to smoke out a snake infestation on the property. Apparently, snakes had been an ongoing issue for this owner and the previous tenant as well. According to CNN, coals were used as the heat source for the smoke, but they were placed too close to combustible materials. Who on earth could have seen that coming?
Who would have thought?
Wow.
Yo.
Wow.
I can't.
Yo.
Honey, how do we get rid of it? Let's put coals underneath wood.
Yeah. Well, that
Genius.
Trust me on this, Barbara.
Big brain.
Love, sweetie pie. This is the answer. Don't you think we
Maria,
should just
I'm a
call an
professional.
exterminator?
No.
Absolutely no.
They
Coal.
cost money.
No. These guys have been bad this year. They get coal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just burn our house down instead.
This is my favorite part of the story. The status of the snakes is unknown. As the home was left in rubble, it's assumed they no longer live there.
You think the snakes saw the coal and went, nah, left?
I hope
Like, this ain't
the
it.
snakes just saw the chaos and just dipped.
Yeah, they just watched the house burn down. There's like, man,
Like
Jeff.
a little bucket
It's
of
like that meme with the kid
snake-sized
who's
popcorn.
smiling and the house is on fire in the background.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
snakes.
The snakes are like, wow, really dodged a bullet by going there today.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
Snakes went out for like. They went out to dinner, came back house. on
Good
fire.
call, Sam.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I like to imagine they have a little like snake-sized bucket of popcorn. that
Yeah.
they're just, like,
And they're like
eating it.
eating it with their tail.
Yeah, and they're just like, it's like, it was like this guy sets his house up. That's amazing. I hope nobody got hurt, so this can still be funny.
Yeah.
And it looks that way. It doesn't nobody looks like nobody died.
This is
so.
what this is where people really. I think once a week we get a story that makes me go, "Wow, people, come on."
Wow, people. Ellipses.
Well, unfortunately, we do not have a Florida man story, but we're gonna go Delta as the second best. Delta Airlines seems to be a second best. Woman
Story.
allegedly caught breastfeeding a cat on the Delta Airlines flight.
Ew.
Well,
Ew.
and that's the end of the case.
Ew.
Well, I don't.
That's all we can say.
To
Done.
honor to the horror, not to honor that there's no honor in this. To the
No
horror,
honor to be found.
to the horror of fellow passengers, a woman allegedly began breastfeeding a cat on a recent Delta Airlines flight. According to Fox Business, got Ashley on that one. According to Fox Business, while traveling from Syracuse to Atlanta. Wow, you're going across the. Oh my gosh, that's such a long flight for this. Things got weird when a woman took a hairless cat out of its carrier and attempted to get the animal latched. The flight attendant said the message to the aircraft communications addressing the reporting system, quote, 13A is breastfeeding a cat and will not put the cat back in the carrier when requested, unquote. The ACAR's message requested that Delta's Red Coat team, a special group of, quote, customer service experts, unquote, greet the woman upon the flight's arrival in Atlanta. However, it was unclear if the Red Coat team confronted the woman. So.
Why?
I mean, it was.
Just why?
I'm a huge cat person.
It was disgusting. This story was disgusting beforehand.
This means
And then
that
it was a hairless cat.
Hold
too.
up. This
I'm
means
sorry.
this
I'm
is
sorry.
That's your takeaway from this is that it's a hairless
Who
cat?
cares about
No,
the cat?
no, but
image?
that was just
Tanner.
No, but
Not
that
just
was
a
just
cat,
that
but
just
a
added
hairless
to
cat.
it. That just added to it.
But hear me out. That means this has happened before.
Yeah.
because it not once said the cat resisted. Like, so what you're saying is this is a regular occurrence with this.
Yeah.
Apparently, if it had fur, it would be okay.
Yeah, like if the
No,
cat had
yeah.
fur.
If it was
had
a
to do
tabby,
it.
this would have been A1.
Jeez.
And also, we're also not
Such
talking
fur
about
cat
how
privilege.
there's a special Delta Airlines team to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, did you imagine like just
Like
sitting
like,
next to this
honey,
woman?
Honey, what happened at work today? A woman was breastfeeding a cat.
No, not at work. It'd just be like, how was your flight?
How was your flight?
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't wanna talk
What
about
about
it.
won't believe what
C13B?
There was one-
C13B's got some stories.
13B had a horrible flight.
You won't
There
believe
was
what the flight attendant said today on the plane.
14 and the 14s too. 14s had a rough
Oh,
flight.
14.
Yeah.
Like, what if
The
she like
14s
missed?
The 14s couldn't address it. Like the 14s are far enough away they can't address it, but it's right in their line of sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like frantically hitting the button over the seat, like
Like boom, 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 boom.
it's like, ma'am, what is it? Look at this.
This is not right. This is inhumane.
I swear, right? Like, Atlanta is Delta's like American hub. Like that's
what I said.
their
It's like,
home
if
base.
it's not Florida, it's Delta.
Yeah, it's just like
The Delta Airlines. We're the Florida of the flight community.
Delta Airlines.
Oh,
Stop
no.
playing with your pussycat on the plane.
All right.
It's ridiculous.
How do I follow that up?
You follow it up by saying,
don't.
"I guess it
I
has
guess
to
you
be
don't.
said.
You don't follow
Don't
that
do
up.
this."
Yeah. Moral of the story. Don't breastfeed a cat.
Because apparently people need to be told.
This story is unbelievable.
And on a plane too. Don't do it in general. On a plane.
With a hairless cat.
There's other people.
Yeah.
Probably trying to enjoy.
If you're
There's
gonna
probably
do it in
someone.
front of Tanner, make sure the cat has hair.
Exactly.
There's
Yeah.
probably someone. There's probably someone.
So
on that-
meowsist. The silence and like the guilty laughing is just I thrive for it. Everybody.
I thought this. Tanner, I didn't mean. I'm not trying to
No,
drag you.
you're
The
good.
opportunity
Well, we're
was
gonna have
perfect.
to. We're gonna have to land this story.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wish
We're
we
gonna
had more
taxi back to
time.
the top of the hour.
Isaiah, you shouldn't have talked that long. We want to thank everybody. I don't know how to keep talking after this.
Kenny.
Oh man, this story was more fun to talk about than the toe sucking burglar, Kenny. But the toe sucking burglar was a good one. I think the gingerbread one is my favorite. But anyways,
The gingerbread one is a special
gingerbread
place in my
one, yeah, you
heart.
got to beat the gingerbread one,
Street
Kenny.
fighting,
As that's our producer who's
American
talking about
Eagles.
this is his favorite. But I will say, we got to put this one to bed. We got to land this plane, and we got to I got to feed my cat properly. So like I actually have a cat, Tara.
Oh.
So we're gonna end this show. We want to thank everyone. she's like, I thought you only had dogs. I was like, I have a cat, but so I don't. I've never been so lost. So I want to thank everyone here for listening to us. Ashley Del Cueto, thank you for the entertainment segment. Tanner Price, thank you for the sports updates. And Maria Zuniga, thank you so much for the news updates. I want to thank Kenny Horn, our producer. I want to thank Isaiah Ramirez, the assistant director of Morning Buzz. I want to thank Annabella Japolan, the GM. And I want to thank Tara Cicchetti, the co-host. I'm Ben Pedrick. This has been the Money edition of the Morning Buzz. We'll see you all next week. Thank you guys. Enjoy your Monday.